We are looking to find out what is in the black box. There are two items in the black box. Through making observations, which is why you have a data table, through talking to your colleagues, your team members, using your scientific senses and processes, you're trying to figure out what the two items are that are in that black box. You can do anything you want to the black box except what? You cannot open it. I will be the only one that opens it at the very end of class to discover whether we're right or wrong. Okay? Anything that is on your table is at your disposal to try and figure out what is in the black box. The one thing that I encourage you to do, very first thing I want you to do, is make an initial observation by shaking the black box. Okay? Not right now. Shaking the black box and making your first hypothesis. You know what the 11 objects are, so you shake it a couple of times, everybody writes down their first hypothesis. After that first hypothesis is written, then you go through and you start filling out your data table, putting down size, color, shape, all that stuff in here. Then you're going to have another what? Hypothesis. Because you're going to have a better educated guess at what it may be, because you're going to start testing stuff in here. Does that make sense? Okay. Question.
What if we're shaking it and it comes apart?
It won't, and if it does, then that is not going to help the experiment.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Keller. You can do whatever you want to with that. That's part of the stuff that I wouldn't tell you because I want you to try to figure it out on your own. Guys, eyes on me. I've got people that have questions, and I can't hear them. Mr. Fair? Shh. Okay, I'll take care of that. Everybody should have a hairnet, but you're missing the marble. That's what you're saying. Okay, I'll take care of that. Okay, you do have a time limit. I know you love me and my time limits, but you do have a time limit to get this done. If you look up at the clock right now, we are at 2:10. Okay? You have until 2:28 to do your observations, write your hypothesis, and conduct your investigation. Then we will reconvene to find out our answers. Mr. Keller? You may. All right, guys, good luck. Get busy. Remember, make sure we do not open that. Remember, make an initial hypothesis first, then start filling all this out, then come back and make another hypothesis and test everything, okay? Okay? All right? So Evelyn put it exactly the way I would want you to say it. You've got a guess. Now you're going to try to prove it, okay? So we're going to go through, fill out our observations, okay, on here on our data table, and then come up with an even better educated guess, because you may change it once you start doing this stuff and figuring out what it is, okay? All right, well, look at your items on your table. Is there anything that would help you measure your items? Cup will not be used. The cup is only there to hold items like that bouncy ball so it won't roll off. What else is on your table?
Cotton ball.
True, but if you take apart the cotton ball, then you don't know if it's really going to hold. Cup will not be used. Cup will not be used to do anything weight-wise. It's just there to hold the ball, that way it doesn't roll off the table. Now, I love the creativity, and that would work, but is it going to work for all of the items?
No. The ball. Yeah, if you go to the middle ball, we'll probably roll out.
What else is on your table?
Hairnet.
Very good. Can I give you a tip?
Yes.
When you hold the spring scale like that, you're offering bias into it because your hand is not as steady. So put the spring scale over the side with this right here, and then just let gravity take over. $67 what? So what have we come up with?
Right now, we think it's the paper clip and rubber ball.
Okay, so you've got a different one, okay? So what's the only thing that you can go off of right now? Sound. So how are we going to get to where we can make a better educated
By
guess?
doing our observations.
Observations, and then there's one other key factor that you're going to be able to use. We've got sound. What else are we going to be able to use to compare with that? Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So why are we measuring without the tin can?
Because we've already figured out that what this weight
Okay.
and so we're doing everything separate of the.
So you're subtracting it.
No, we're adding.
Because remember, you can't take what's in there out. So this is your whole item.
We figured out that weighs 80.
Okay, so you're trying, how much does this weigh? You're not doing anything wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm wanting to know how you're thinking.
We're just trying to figure out. We figured out that if we can get any of these to combine weight of 35 grams.
All right, so if that weighs 80 and you need 35, what does that say that this weighs? Yeah. You're not doing anything wrong. I just wanted to, I'm giving you credit. You did a good job. So what's our initial observation?
Oh, we don't know yet. The sound.
Right. What I'm saying is, what's your first hypothesis? Your sound is what you have to go on. Paperclip and the poker chip is what you have right now.
Seems so bad though.
Okay.
No paper clip and basketball.
So remember, we've got to make sure that we do these observations. That way you can get back to another educated guess. Hairnet helping you out a little bit? So is the hairnet helping you out a little bit?
Has anybody else figured it out?
I know. I like that too, though. So if you've only got sound to go on of like right now, what is something else that you're going to be able to use? Wait. So that's where I would focus my attention. Remember, we need to be filling this out as we go. If we only have, what's the only thing that we can go on right now to base a guess? Sound. Okay, so if you say weight is correct, but I don't see anything down in your weight column. Weight is going to help you. Okay? Weight is going to help you.
Did you mention the poker chip? I know what it is. You didn't know what's in this.
Oh, it's in there. As much as I love to give you a hard time, I wouldn't cheat you. 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Okay, so if you think you've got it, I'm still looking for this stuff right here to be down.
Yes,
because
sir.
You've got to get in the habit of doing these, because we're going to make charts, graphs, everything off of these numbers that you put in here. And right now you all would be behind and you wouldn't have anything to go off of. She gave you what you needed to do in terms of weight, but yet you don't have weight of any of these down. So if you put the weight down, you're going to make a better educated guess as to that. In the floor. The weight is going to help you, because that's the only other factor that you can truly count as accurate, because you've got sound, but sound is only going to give you so much. So by doing your senses of, you know, what size is it, how tall is it, how much does it weigh, weight is going to be the one that will be the best, because you've got something in here that you can't even see, but you do have something you can measure. Okay, so if you measure that and know what that is, then you can do the same thing over here to this one and then do process of elimination.
Okay, well, we can take sound, height,
not if you don't need it. I mean, I'm trying to get you into getting used to these because later on, in pretty much all of our labs, I will tell you to take your data table and convert it into a bar graph or convert it into a circle graph, whatever it may be. So I'm just trying to get you to understand what we're doing in class. Five and a half minutes. 5.5 minutes. Relax. 3.5. 3.5. Two minutes. 2 minutes. Yeah, that's the whole point of doing this, to do process of elimination, because you've got sound, you've got weight, and then by being able to look at these items on the outside and try to picture what might be on the inside and how it bounces off of that canister and all that, you're just trying to make a better educated guess after we complete this. So you've already got one, but then you can do it again based off of coming back and doing all your observations. That's the whole idea behind this experiment. One minute. Eyes on me. All right, let's have a seat and reconvene for a minute, and we'll go over our stuff. Now, the whole idea behind this, number one, was to get you accustomed a little bit to what I'm looking for in class, how we are going to handle ourselves in the lab. But this right here is going to show us how well we know how to tackle a problem, okay? The problem, if we state it again, would be that we need to figure out what's in the black box. There are 2 items in the black box out of the 11 that you know of in your white box. So we're trying to figure out a way how to test stuff. Okay, some of you really quick right away, you knew that you need to use the hairnet. I saw over here these guys use the rubber band. They wrap the rubber band around the canisters to do the weight that way. Okay, creativity, I love it. You got to use what is in front of you. You had the first initial hypothesis based on what factor? Sound. It's the most obvious, okay? So you're sitting there and you're shaking it because that's all you have to go on because you cannot open the black box. What I wanted you to get to was trying to figure out what would be the next most logical factor to try to figure out, since you cannot see inside the black box, how are we going to find out those items? And that was going to be what? Weight. That's why you had the spring scale, and that's why you had the hairnet, okay? So when we're doing that, you should be able to fine-tune, okay? Make that educated guess even better, because we could guess off the top of our heads about anything, but it made it more scientific by going through the observations, doing the weights, and you can do a process of elimination. Process of elimination is huge for me in my class, whether it be test questions, whether it be questions in class that we're looking at for each other, or a lab like this. Process of elimination is huge, okay? So that's what we're looking at. So your answers should be down there at the bottom. We did have an unfortunate incident of opening it up by mistake. That's part of it. It's not a big deal, okay? But that's why you just got to be careful and go through, all right? When I go around to each person's group, your eyes should be over there on them, giving them the respect of watching and listening to see if we got it correct. All right, what was your guess? So they say bouncy ball and cotton ball. Now, even though I said originally that the main thing that you could have here was sound, if you're doing this, you can feel about the weight and what things are bouncing off the side. So it gives you a little bit there too. And that is the rubber stopper and the cotton ball. Okay? So good job there. All right, you guys, what was yours?
We thought it was the poker chip and the steel ball.
All right, so they say poker chip and the steel ball bearing, and they got both of them correct. It is the steel ball and the poker chip. So nice job. Okay, come back here. Walker, can I see your black box? Thank you. So they say rubber ball and toothpick. It is the rubber ball and toothpick. So they got it absolutely correct. Yes, of course you did, Mr. Anderson. All right, eyes over here. So what did you think? Hold on a second. Waiting on you.
We have a whole bunch of different things.
Okay, that's fine. And everybody can have their own.
Stopper and poker chips.
Okay, he says stopper and poker chip.
Paperclip and stopper.
All right. Do you have anything different, Gia?
Not really. I'm kind of with both of them.
So it is the poker chip and the rubber stopper. All right, nice job. All right, what do we have over here? All right, what are our 2 guesses?
Poker chip and penny or poker chip and paperclip.
All right, poker chip, penny, poker chip, paperclip. Waiting on you. It is the penny and the crayon.
See, I told you the crayon.
Penny and the crayon. All right. Eyes on me. All right, homework. So let's talk about it. Your homework is going to be up here. So since we would not have enough time to do this in class, this is what I want you to create at home. Okay? This is why I videotaped the lesson so you could go back home and watch it. What we have in here is obviously an experiment to be able to set up to learn a little bit through discovery, process of elimination, probability, other stuff that we're going to use in science all year long. The one thing that we have to be good at is how we write down our information. Some of you did really, really well, with the data table because you're going to convert that into graphs later on. Some of you struggled a little bit not writing things down. Okay? The one thing that you have to write down no matter what is the procedure. You need to treat procedures in here like moms and grandmas and dads and grandpas treat recipes. Okay? It is a step-by-step way of doing something. Okay? And the way we're doing something is we are conducting an experiment. So your homework tonight is on a separate sheet of paper to write out step by step, including materials, everything that you would need, how to do this lab. You're writing a procedure for this lab. This is your first real grade. It will go in the grade book. Okay? So you need to think about, what would I tell somebody who may not know anything about science? If I were to hand this to my mom, could my mom conduct this experiment based on what I have written down? This is not paragraph form, so understand that. This is step by step. You will go 1, 2, 3, all the way down. You can write as much as you think you need. Okay? Here's my clue there for you is more is always better. All right? So understand that. You're writing it down for somebody to do this lab on their own. And obviously I will read them. I will give you feedback on it because we will do this multiple times with all of our other experiments. Okay? Questions on the homework?